What's poppin', world? I hope all is well. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, go ahead and click that bell so you can get notifications anytime I go live and anytime I post a video. And if any moment during this video you like what you're hearing, go ahead and hit that like button so we can get to the algorithm and more people can see this content. Let's get into this. The question for today is this: if a man stabilizes a household or a good situation for a female, should everything roll smoothly? If a man provides a stabilized situation, household, whatever may have you, right, for a woman, then everything should roll smoothly. We're going to watch this clip, and I'm going to break this all the way down. Let's get into this.
How could one thing mean so much to you, but so little to me? And in his mind, he's trying to comprehend, why do you want to kiss me all the time? Ugh, why does that matter to you? Because we're not all wired the same. And if you want reciprocity, then you must be willing to distribute what the other person desires. So with men, a lot of times, we don't understand that stabilizing an environment and catering to the makeup of your wife is going to get a different response if she is a woman of maturity. Now, if you have a stable environment, the bills is paid, the house is stable, everybody's safe, you're responsible, and then her behavior is still opposite, now you're dealing with a dysfunction on her end, which goes to, how dare you take stability for granted? Because there are many women that wish they had somebody to stabilize their environment because they got to do everything.
All right, guys, you saw that, you heard that, right? So it's basically saying if a man stabilizes an environment for a woman or for the both of them, everything should roll smoothly. And if it doesn't, then there's a problem on her end, right? There's a problem on her end. My question is this: if a man provides a stabilized environment for a woman, should everything roll smoothly? Right? Should everything roll smoothly? Now, believe it or not, but a lot of men disagree with this premise, right? A lot of men disagree with this premise, and I'm pretty sure a lot of women on the opposite end saying, yeah, if you're gonna pay the bills, if you're gonna make sure this is in place, make sure that's in place, we good. We're gonna make sure we do our job, right? You got a lot of women who gonna throw that pitch out there. Now, when it comes to this topic and when it comes to this clips, there are many different facets to this. There are many different facets and components to this, right? Let me see how I want to break this down, right? So, on one end, I could see that being true. Let's start on the positive side of this. I can see that being true. If you provide a stabilized environment for women who you would consider, like he said, mature, a good woman, so on and so forth, everything should be good, right? She ain't got to stress over nothing. Everything's good. Everything's in place. Everything's being taken care of. All she got to do is do her womanly duties. Make sure, she's doing or respecting your wishes as a man, the things that you expect out of her, so on and so forth, right? Everything should be good. Everything should be good. Now, on the other end, you got a lot of men who want to argue, well, that's how it begins. It starts off good. Things always tend to go left. It's going to take more than that. So on and so forth. What most men have to realize this: you have to be very careful in the vetting process and how you select these women. You have to be very careful. There's a saying, right? You can take the woman out the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out of the woman. That's a saying for a reason. Some women out there, if you take them out of certain environments thinking that, everything gonna be all good, you putting her in a better space, sometimes or in most cases, you will have a rude awakening, right? You will have a rude awakening. Some women are not meant to be wives, right? And from a natural sense and from a godly sense, they are meant to be wives. But whatever they got going on mentally, whatever's in their head, whatever done got in their spirit, has moved them away from being that wife, right? That godly wife. It just ain't in them. They need some teaching, some coaching, some therapy, whatever. But it just ain't in them. And a lot of those women are women you just want to leave where they at. A lot of those women are women you just want to leave where they at. They're not suitable for that situation. Now, let's tap into another part of the conversation, right? The whole part of a man creating a stabilized environment for that woman. Now, you have a lot of women out here who will use this as an excuse as to why they are not going to be a godly wife or a woman who is not unruly, right? You have a lot of women out there who move a certain way or kind of give men a hard time because they don't have these things in order. They don't have these things in place. They don't have a stabilized situation, right? They give these men a hard time. And you'll have a lot of men who tell other men, do not even think about dating or getting married. Do not think about any of this stuff until you have this stabilized situation. And I heard a pretty good argument today. A man stated the fact that a woman was created to be a man's helpmate. A woman was created to be a suitable helper for a man. That's in the Bible. Read Genesis 2:18. It says no man should be alone. So when God made Eve out of Adam's rib, he said that a woman was created to be a suitable helper for a man. So anyway, the guy I heard speaking earlier, he was saying that a man should not necessarily have to have a stabilized environment for a woman to come in and do her thing, because that woman should be willing to help him create that stabilized environment, because she, after all, is his helpmate. So she should come in and help him build whatever it is he's building, right? Or help him stabilize this environment. She should come in and help because she's a helpmate. And he's saying you don't want to let women off the hook and let them just come into your situation when you done got everything laid out. And then they just kind of can sit pretty and then kind of move along and do their thing, right? He's saying no, she should help him because she is his helpmate. And I thought about that. And I said, that actually makes a lot of sense when you come from that angle. She's a helpmate, so she should come in helping. And if we are into each other and we want to be with each other, I may not be in the best place in life, but she should be willing to help me / help us get there. Makes sense. And the truth of the matter is this: a lot of women actually do this, right? A lot of women out there, they help their men even when their men are down. They help their men level up, let's just say. You got a lot of women out there who help their men level up. You have a lot of women out there who ain't going for that, right? If a man ain't in a certain situation, they ain't gonna deal with him, right? I ain't here to knock either one. But I will say this: I do believe in women truly being helpmates, truly being suitable helpers, meaning that a man, whoever they choose to bond with, I do believe that woman should be willing to help him. If she chooses him and if he chooses her, she should be willing to help him do whatever it is he needs her to do. I am a strong believer in that. But to answer the question on this video, I do believe that if a man creates a stabilized environment for himself and that woman, things should roll smoothly. In most cases, things should roll smoothly, without a doubt. If they don't, cut that woman off. She ain't the one. She's unruly. Unless she's a woman who is cooperative. If she's cooperative and teachable, then you can do something with that. You can coach her up. You can get her up to speed. If she is cooperative and teachable, you can get her up to speed. because she has to be cooperative before she's agreeable. Think about that. Let that marinate. She has to be cooperative before she's agreeable. She has to be teachable before she's agreeable. Right? So once you kind of get her up to speed, if she's not, then the rest should fall in place. But that's if you want to take out the time to do that. Some men want the women to come in, laid out, everything straight. They ain't got to do all that. They ain't got to teach you. Right? But remember, at a wedding, there's a reason why you got the bride and the groom. You are supposed to groom her into who you need her to be. Right? Whenever she's released by her father, or maybe she ain't got no father. But as she comes into life with you, you are supposed to groom her into what you need her to be. That's just the way it goes. But that's all I got for this video. Like this video, share this video, leave a comment in the comment section. I could be off on this one. And again, subscribe to the YouTube Speaks the Beast. If you want content with substance in it, subscribe to the channel. We're going to do big things moving forward. This is just a start. This is just a start. We're going to do big things moving forward. I won't go into details right now, but we are going to do some big things. And again, remember, keep God first. And let's say on the wall, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Joshua 24:15. I love you all. Be blessed.